Now on CoastTV News.
It's back to school season, how students and parents are getting back into the swing of things. And a potential threat to coastal birds in Rehoboth Beach, why neighbors are raising concerns. A renewed practice at the Delaware Office of Highway Safety, why DUI checkpoints are making a comeback. Plus, plans to widen a highway near Ocean City put on pause. What's next?
And it looks like our pleasant stretch of weather continues for Thursday. Although this morning we started off record cold, won't be quite that chilly for tomorrow morning. Your full forecast in moments.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Well, it's back to the grind for many students and teachers on Delmarva. Good evening. I'm Christina D. Robertus. Welcome to our News at 11. We begin tonight with a look at the back-to-school buzz. Whether kids like it or not, summer break is officially over, and buses and classrooms were full as today marked the first day of school for students in the Cape Henlopen School District. CoastTV News reporter Brendan Conroy says one student feels it was more of an exciting start to a new year than a sad goodbye to summer break.
Cars and buses leave Cape Henlopen High School as students head back into the classroom for a new school year. After a long and hot summer break, it is time to hit the books and settle in. Students said they enjoyed their summer break, but are happy to see their friends again. One student, Josue Rodriguez, says he is happy to be back and confident now that he is starting his junior year.
As I was coming to school, I was getting more excited, more energized, and yeah, it just felt great coming back. See my confidence, because freshman year, it's a pretty big school. I didn't know where I was going, but junior year now, I know the school and I know the teachers, I know more people, so mostly confidence, yeah.
One parent, Matthew Morgan, has 6 kids, 3 of which are in grade school. He says the first week back is a lot, but his kids are happy.
How are you feeling right now that we just started our first day of school back for the year?
It's craziness. I have 6 kids that are in grade school, 2 at college. So I got the gamut from first grade all the way to junior year in college. It's just their excitement about being able to see their friends every day and what they're doing. It's pretty fun.
Other parents said they are finally glad to have their kids back on a consistent schedule. School let out just a little before 3 p.m. today, and although today is the first of many for students here at Cape Henlopen High School, students left excited, smiling, and ready to be back in the classrooms learning. In Lewis, Brendan Conroy, CoastTV News.
All right, thanks to Brendan for that story. And speaking of the Cape Henlopen School District, the district still looking to expand after 2 failed referendum attempts. The district wants to purchase over 100 acres off of Plantation Road and Cedar Grove Road. The new location would be home to a new district office, bus facility, and a swimming pool, and it would cost more than $15 million to purchase. After voters turned down proposals, the district is looking for the state to put up 60%. According to the district, they expect to hear back from the state in November. And law enforcement agencies are teaming up for Delaware's first DUI checkpoint since 2019. The Delaware Office of Highway Safety and state police are cracking down on drunk driving as summer comes to a close. Officials say there will be a checkpoint on Friday, September 6th in the Milford area. Checkpoints stopped during the COVID pandemic, but the state is bringing them back to hopefully reduce drunk driving fatalities and serious injury crashes. Well, a geese deterrent system in one Rehoboth Beach community is under scrutiny following the death of a coastal bird. Now, some people living in the Spring Lake condos believe the wire system on their pond had something to do with the bird dying. You can see a picture of that bird on your screen now. The company that manages the pond said in an email today that the wire system is supposed to be harmless for migratory birds and that this bird could have died from a number of different things. But Kurt Wibbins, who lives near the pond, says he wants the wires removed as soon as possible.
The community is pushing for it. We kind of feel like we are coming up against deaf ears on the situation. And they've told us it needs to be here for a minimum of 2 years. And we're probably 6 months into 2 years right now.
A spokesperson for the Homeowners Association there says the wires are needed because geese and geese droppings were causing problems and health hazards in the community. And Governor Carney expected to sign 5 bills into law tomorrow. All of the bills are attempts to combat climate change. This includes House Bill 9, which requires all state-operated vehicles to be electric by 2040, and House Bill 402, which requires new schools and state buildings over 50,000 square feet to have roofs strong enough to hold solar panels. Carney will sign the bills in Wilmington tomorrow, and he'll be joined by several environmental advocates. Let's take a live look outside now into Ocean City at the beach there. Our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams joins us now with a look at the weather. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Christina. You know, we really had a very chilly morning. Now, if you stepped outside this morning and said, man, it seems a little colder than usual, you weren't tripping, as they say sometimes. You were actually, meteorologically speaking, correct, because we had a record low this morning. At least he tied one. But we've warmed up and thawed out a little bit more so now. Our Irish ice camera, we're holding at 68 degrees with the water shimmering actually nicely with the lights dancing on it. We'll have temperatures staying in the 60s. Now, here's how low we went this morning. 48 degrees in Georgetown, 49 in Salisbury. Crazy warm over here in Ocean City. That's the anomaly. But it was really cooler than usual throughout a good portion of the Delmarva Peninsula. And right now we're in the 60s along the shore and 50s throughout the inland areas. Coming up, we're going to be talking about increasing cloud cover and a chance of rain going into the weekend. We'll talk about that in your full forecast coming up in a moment. Till then, back to you, Christina.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it definitely was feeling a bit chilly out tonight, but now to Worcester County, where a major project to widen Route 90 has been put on pause. The state of Maryland has released a draft 6-year transportation plan. It includes a slash in $1.3 billion in funding, including that plan to add travel lanes to Route 90 from Route 113 all the way into Ocean City. County and Ocean City officials say Route 90 is congested and is a major evacuation route.
We're in an information gathering state at the moment, and we're looking to hear more information from the state probably in the coming months.
It is the top priority when we have sent our list of transportation priorities to the state, both for the town of Ocean City and for Worcester County.
The state's transportation secretary said there were significant budgetary challenges. That's despite an increase in the state's gas tax and vehicle registration fees a few months ago. Worcester County now exploring alternative funding for that Route 90 project near Ocean City. And polls are now open for Delaware's primary voters, and there's some extended hours we want to tell you about. Starting today until September 8th, you can vote from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So you have a full 12 hours in the day to cast your ballot until Sunday. For more information on voting locations, head to our website, CoastTV.com. We are
in the race to reach every voter, Vice President Harris campaigning today in New Hampshire, reliably blue for the past 5 presidential elections.
It's so good to be back in New Hampshire.
While former President Trump called into a radio interview on the pulse of New Hampshire, previewing his prep for next week's critical debate.
I have meetings on it, we talk about it, but there's not a lot you can do. You either know your subject or not, you either have good policy or not. She's changed every policy.
The vice president set to hold another round of debate prep tomorrow in Pittsburgh, according to multiple sources. Today, she's unveiling a series of new benefits for small business owners, aimed at supporting the creation of millions of new businesses.
We will expand the tax deduction for startups to $50,000. We will provide low and no interest loans to small businesses that want to expand.
She's working to bolster her economic platform, where polls indicate former President Trump has the advantage.
But on the economy, I'd have to go Trump at the moment.
Even as a new NBC News poll shows Vice President Harris with a significant lead among Gen Z voters.
It is locked in. I am voting for Kamala Harris.
who most often cited inflation and the cost of living as their top issue. We caught up with the nonpartisan youth voter engagement group 18 by Vote at last month's Democratic National Convention.
To a young person, it is just being able to afford, being able to live in their communities, being able to afford their rent.
Each candidate now looking to prove they have better answers for the country's biggest challenges. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
We're just getting started. Up next, a closer look at how the Salisbury Airport plans to use some new federal funding. But first, community input is needed to help shape the future Berlin Community Center.
And the future of the forecast with the Bay forecast in Cambridge. We're dry for tomorrow, but a little bit on the wet side for Friday afternoon, evening, and pretty much most of the day for Saturday for Cambridge and Crisfield. Your full forecast coming up in simply 60 seconds.
In Delaware, a family earning $67,000 a year pays the same tax rate as one making $67 million. I'm Matt Meyer, and you don't have to be a former math teacher to know that's an outrage. As governor, I'll make the super wealthy pay more in taxes so working people can pay less. By making state taxes more fair, we'll help more families get ahead. It's not just smart math, it's the right thing to do.
Democrat Matt Meyer for governor.
In 1925, a simple bank ledger began journaling the transactions of life in Willards, Maryland. New houses, barns, and farm equipment. Growing families and businesses both big and small. A record through time of hardship and prosperity. 100 years ago, the founding of the Farmers Bank of Willards was vital to the town. 100 years later, banking has changed, but the Farmers Bank remains steadfast in its original mission, keeping and reinvesting millions of dollars right here for the benefit of our communities.
Overall, we're continuing to, straighten in my hair, you caught me, sorry. Anyway, but hey, at least I have hair, right? At this age. Bay Health camera in Milford, we're at 66 degrees. Dew point temperatures in the 50s, so we have a relatively dry atmosphere. Now, we're going to stay in the low 60s, but we'll see increasing cloud cover as we progress throughout the early morning hours going into tomorrow morning. Now, remember I mentioned that it was unusually cool this morning? Well, I mean, even for the highs, it was 76 when 83 is where we're supposed to be. But take a look at the low. We started off tying the record low, which was set at 1952 of 48 degrees, just one off from actually breaking the record, but we tied it. We're currently at 69 degrees in Rehoboth, Indian River Inlet, as well as Bethany Beach and in Ocean City, but it's 56 degrees in Redden, 61 right now in Georgetown. Generally speaking, we have a high pressure system that's moving out towards the sea, but it's making the currents a little bit on the rough side to a certain extent, along with some of the waves. We actually have a rip current statement that's active along the coastal region of Sussex County that will stay in effect until 8 o'clock for Thursday. Now, this means that if you're out in the water, those rip currents could pull you out quickly before you realize it. So you need to be very cautious, or better yet, just stay out of the water, because along with the rip current, we have very gusty winds. We have concerns for rip currents and beach hazard statements for Ocean City, West Ocean City, all the way down towards Chincoteague, and this stretches all the way down towards Cape Charles, so that includes Accomack, Northampton, as well as Worcester, and that's going to be a concern until 8 o'clock in the evening for Thursday. By the way, if that's not enough to deter you from being so careless at the beach, there's also a small craft advisory for folks that have small boats. This is talking about 20 to 23 knot winds or 25 mile per hour winds, likely for us to be a problem all the way through Thursday into Friday. Okay, that's also going to be true from Ocean Pines, Ocean City, down along Chincoteague, and really on the other side of the Delmarva Peninsula. We're still concerned about that, at least until noon for Thursday. Overall, we're looking pretty void of any significant pressure system that's in place, with a few troughs that are going to begin to finger its way towards us, just moving over as a hand on fingers in that kind of a direction. So Thursday morning, 7 o'clock, temperatures in the low 70s, 60s inland. But by Thursday afternoon, everybody's going to be in the 70s, either low 70s along the coast or mid 70s throughout the inland areas. Thursday's a pretty fair day, good looking day. Fridays, that's when it gets a little wishy-washy, because we're looking for cloud cover initially. Then we're going to brace for a quick look of some sunshine for Friday as the sun is going down. But then Friday night, it begins to pull in the area. But Friday night, I'm calling for sprinkles, heavy sprinkles for Friday afternoon, Friday night. It's really Saturday, 1 o'clock. We start seeing it hitting Sussex County and really covering the entire area until we get to early Sunday. So, for example, in Chincoteague, we're looking for rain on Saturday Assateague, the same situation. We're also looking for Saturday rain in Fenwick Island as well as Ocean City. Not so much Friday, but we will watch out for Friday and Saturday rain in Lewis and in Rehoboth Beach. So let me recap what we're talking about. Tonight, 60 degrees, still clear but not as chilly. For tomorrow, 77 with scattered clouds. And then for Friday, 79, sun and clouds with some afternoon, evening showers likely. Finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling extended forecast.
Paul, thank you. Well, the future amenities of the Berlin Community Center will rely on the people of Berlin. The town sent out a survey to get public input on what features they want to see at this center, and the mayor says he's hoping for strong participation.
Statistically, they say with the population of Berlin, 300 responses would be great. My personal goal, I want to see 1,000 at least, because we have a population of over 5,000 people, but the survey is not just open to the people of Berlin, it's anybody that comes to visit or would use the space.
And hard copies and digital copies of this survey are available for people to fill out. Now, we may be done watching the 2024 Paris Olympics, but the mayor of Paris is not ready to say goodbye to the Olympic spirit just yet. The mayor wants to keep the Olympic rings on the Eiffel Tower permanently. But as Saskia Van Doren reports, not everyone in the city is thrilled about the idea.
This was the iconic symbol of the Olympics this summer, but why is it causing so much controversy?
I think it's an eyesore. It's something different, but the Eiffel Tower has been there for years and years, and I don't think it needs to change.
These Olympic rings could soon be a permanent fixture.
I think it's okay for now, but not forever, because it's a historical monument, so.
For me, the tower is amazing, it's so beautiful, but with the ring, look a little bit different, so I think it's not very aesthetic,
The city of Paris owns the Eiffel Tower, and officials say the decision is up to them.
This event was a massive success, probably all around the world, and it will changing Paris forever in a good way. Visually, when you will be in Paris, remember that this moment was a key in the history of Paris, so that's why we choose that symbol.
For descendants of its creator Gustave Eiffel, they don't want his legacy to become an advertising platform.
So Gustave Eiffel is my great-great-great-grandfather. We were very happy to have the rings during the Olympic Games. It was a great moment, but the problem is the permanent. The Eiffel Tower was never meant to be a billboard for any other company or brand, no matter how prestigious it may be.
If the plan does go ahead, it won't be these rings, but lighter ones designed to resist the harsh winter winds.
Coming back to the peninsula now, a big federal grant coming to the Salisbury Regional Airport to help the runway extension get off the ground. Maryland senators announced the airport received $1 million in federal funding yesterday, and the runway will be extended to 7,600 feet, which is 1,200 feet longer than before. Airport Director Tony Rudy says the extension will allow planes to take off at capacity and possibly bring more planes to Salisbury.
Probably never going to see a 747 in here or any of the wide bodies, but definitely any of your narrow body aircraft, your Airbuses as well.
The airport director says the extension is fully funded and they're waiting on state approval to buy the land for the project, but says there are no firm dates for when that project will begin. Coming up next, a Bridgeville man facing serious charges after an altercation in Seaford. And the latest on a school shooting in Georgia, what police are saying tonight.
Don't miss the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend only at the Delaware State Fairgrounds. Browse over 30 hot tubs, cold therapy tubs, and swim spas from 5 major brands at huge savings. Financing is available and admission is free. That's this weekend at the Delaware State Fairgrounds in Harrington. Visit hottubexpo.com.
The Corolla legacy is earned, rooted in affordable reliability. With convenience and unexpected comfort. Lease a Corolla Cross Hybrid for $299 a month or buy a Corolla sedan with low 5.49 APR. Toyota, Let's go places.
Got a plumbing problem that can't wait? Then why would you? At FH Fur, we know how frustrating it is to be stuck waiting for help, which is why we offer same-day service guaranteed. Whether it's a leaky faucet, a clogged drain, a broken pipe, you name it, the expert plumbers at FH Fur are standing by and ready to get you out of hot water. Or maybe into some hot water, if that's your issue. Same-day service guaranteed, regardless of your plumbing predicament.
877-CALL-FUR, FHFur.com.
Delaware needs campaign finance reform like HB 292. So why is Bethany Hall Long silent? Maybe because she broke the law. An investigation by a former FBI chief confirms Hall Long paid herself nearly $300,000 from her campaign, then falsified records and lied about doing an audit. Tell Bethany Hall Long to support campaign finance reform bill HB 292. Paid for by Change Can't Wait PAC. Learn more about Change Can't Wait PAC at elections.delaware.gov.
Don't miss the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend only at the Delaware State Fairgrounds. Browse over 30 hot tubs and swim spas from 5 major brands and up to 50% off. Financing is available and admission is free. That's this weekend only at the Delaware State Fairgrounds in Harrington. Visit hottubexpo.com.
Delmarva's hit music station, 102.5 WBOC.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
We salute Danielle Ford. Danielle is a beacon of commitment and compassion, serving as an invaluable member of the EMS teams in Dagsboro, Frederica, and Bowers. Renowned for her swift response in emergency situations, Danielle balances her demanding roles with remarkable resilience. Her heart of gold and relentless spirit have not only earned her the respect of her colleagues, but also made a significant impact on the community she serves. We salute Danielle Ford for her dedication and the profound influence she has on the lives of those around her. Her service is an inspiration to all.
Spicer Brothers and Coast TV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a Coast TV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
Don't forget, coming up this weekend, the Shore Living Expo. The event celebrates health, wealth, and home on Delmarva. And as you can see on your screen, the event takes place Saturday, September 7th at the Wicomico Youth and Civic Center. It'll go from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Well, a Bridgeville man is facing serious charges tonight. 18-year-old Jacob Shade was arrested for aggravated menacing after an incident on Monday in Seaford. Police say Shade pulled a gun during an argument, pressed it against the victim's chest, and they say this happened around 11 p.m. at Royal Farms on Concord Road. No one was hurt, but Shade is being charged with aggravated menacing. And at least 4 people are dead and 9 others hospitalized with injuries from a shooting at a Georgia high school Wednesday. The sheriff's office says a suspect is in custody as they race to piece together what happened. Ivan Rodriguez has the latest from Georgia.
Out of the 4 people who were killed, 2 are students and 2 are teachers. 9 others were hospitalized with their injuries. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation says it was a 14-year-old boy who was a student of the school. Within minutes, school resource officers encountered him and he surrendered. Authorities say that he will be charged with murder and tried as an adult.
This is a parent's worst nightmare, is to hear about a shooting at their child's school.
A suspect is in custody following a shooting at a high school in Winder, Georgia.
At about 9:30 this morning, we received the first call that there was an active shooter.
The Barrow County Sheriff's Office confirmed there were casualties.
This is going to take multiple days for us to get answers as to what happened and why this happened.
Heavy law enforcement presence was seen at Appalachia High School Wednesday, along with several ambulances going to and from the school. Video taken from a nearby neighborhood showed a fleet of law enforcement vehicles racing towards the high school. Another showed a long line of cars thought to be of parents parked in traffic headed towards the school. Others rushed towards the campus on foot.
I've walked almost 2.5 miles to get to the school.
Staff and students were ushered to the football field before being reunited with their parents. Some formed a prayer circle in an attempt to comfort each other, a somber moment in a new school year that only began a month ago. In a statement, Georgia Governor Brian Kemp urged all Georgians to join my family in praying for the safety of those in our classrooms. Investigators say they spoke with the 14-year-old boy accused of killing those 4 people and that there is no connection between him and the victims. They've also spoken with his family. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation will hold another press conference tonight. In Winder, Georgia, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
Coming up next in sports, Smyrna field hockey hits the field for its season opener. Find out how the Eagles fared in a tight one against Archmere. And road work ahead in Lewis. Why some neighbors are not loving the detours.
And don't let the weather detour you from enjoying your golf game, at least for Thursday. We're going to be okay for Thursday with good conditions and temperatures in the mid-70s. Another beautiful day, a little bit breezy. But Friday and Saturday, totally different ball game.
Delmarva's Rock Station, 93.5, The Beach.
It's Macy's Labor Day sale with our lowest prices of the season. Shop now and save up to 60% on mattresses. Plus, get a Macy's gift card worth up to $300 with your select luxury mattress purchase. Today at Macy's.
With Reynolds Wrap, cooking becomes so easy, you can feel like the chef of your kitchen. Easy prep, easy cook, easy clean. Reynolds Wrap.
There's no issue where politicians, Republicans, and Democrats have failed more than immigration. A crisis at the southern border, drugs flooding our communities. We need leaders who reject toxic politics and get stuff done. Larry Hogan knows how to get results. In the Senate, Hogan will be the key independent swing vote to secure our border and fix the broken immigration system. He's a proven leader. Larry Hogan for Maryland.
I'm Larry Hogan, and I approve this message.
At the Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer's, this is why we walk. This is why we walk. They're why we walk. And you know what? This is why we walk too. We walk in the Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer's because we're getting closer to beating this disease. But to get there, we need you. Join us. Hey!
At Cabinet Discounters, we truly love what we do. Transforming kitchens, bathrooms, basements, any room. Creating new ways to help you achieve your vision. And all within your budget. Plus, we've got big news. We're excited to announce our new location in Frankfort at the Banks Plaza Shopping Center. Plus, you'll get the same great quality and great price. Get inspired at our new showroom in the Banks Plaza Shopping Center in Frankfort. Learn more at CabinetDiscounters.com.
Cabinet Discounters. Great quality, great price.
Governor Carney trusts Bethany Hall Long to be our next governor. As Lieutenant Governor, Bethany fought to protect abortion rights, passed an assault weapons ban, and made historic investments in education to improve our schools. That's why she's been endorsed by the Delaware Democratic Party. And why Governor Carney said Bethany has the right experience to be our next governor and the vision to build a bright future for all Delawareans. On September 10th, vote Bethany Hall Long for governor.
Part of Angola Road in Lewis is closed, causing major inconveniences for people who live near the road. The project is now in phase 2 of construction. Work is well underway. All of the pavement is ripped up, and people we spoke to that live down Angola Road are really not happy.
Well, every time I have to go out to a store, to a hardware store, to a grocery store, we have to go, and it's approximately 3 miles to go all the way around and get back to the same intersection. Hundreds of people, and they're all going to one intersection. So it makes it very tough.
DelDOT says this road work will last at least until the end of the year.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studio.
We had more season openers today on DSN Plus, and this time we head back to the field. Smyrna and Archmere faced off trying to start on the right foot, and they produced an absolute thriller. Early on, 1-0 Smyrna. Bree Moffitt in control, cuts across to deliver a pretty finish. Her second of the day makes it 2-0. but now it's the Hawks' turn on the corner. It finds Mara Reed outside the circle, steps in and rips one past Nora O'Connell. Archmere on the board late in the first half, but the Hawks weren't done. They have a corner with no time on the first half clock. One last chance. The ball is sent to guess who? Reed again. Her second goal in just 2 minutes of game time. Zeros on the clock, and each side has a 2 in the score column at the break. Late in the third, it's Moffitt delivering a diving strike into the cage to get her team back in front and pick up her first hat trick of the season. Eagles up 3-2. But in the fourth, the Hawks are driving down the field. Layla Clark to Carly Polsky. It's a scramble for the ball with O'Connell. It finds its way back to Clark. Right place, right time. This game's tied up at 3. With under 8 left in the game, Eagles need an answer. Fighting by the cage, and a corner is called. Smyrna now with a shot at the lead. It's Beamer on the insert. Finds junior McKenna Wilson, who rips it through a ton of traffic. It finds the back of the cage, and that would do it. The Eagles win their season opener 4-3. That'll do it for sports. Have a great night, everyone.
The UV Index Weather Report is sponsored by Ocean City Tourism. Somewhere to smile about.
When MAGA extremists took away our rights, Kyle Evans-Gay took action.
Kyle fought for her daughters and ours in the state senate, delivering the strongest abortion protections in Delaware history.
She took on the NRA to ban assault weapons and protect our communities.
Led on securing our vote and our democracy.
I'm Kyle Evans-Gay, and I'm running for lieutenant governor because a new generation will champion reproductive freedom and fight for our families. Let's do this, Delaware.
Some people will stop at nothing to get your stuff. Get solid security and protect yourself from theft, fire, and accidents with American-made Rhino at Southern States in Milford. Experience peace of mind with financing available when you buy local from the only Rhino dealer on Delmarva. They'll deliver and set it up for you too. Ask about Rhino's Thank You for Your Service rebate program. Protect your stuff with Rhino. Everything else is just storage. Securing Delmarva one safe at a time. Southern States of Milford.
Life is full of little moments. Joyous laughter. Playful dancing. Bright smiles. Never miss a moment. Built for brighter days. Shell Brothers Homes.
So here's my back to school haul. Backpack from Cali, kicks from Luz, accessories by me, and new fast internet from Extreme. Our basic internet was not going to cut it. See you in class.
Go back to school with best in fast internet and Wi-Fi from Extreme. Save on speed from 250 meg up to 1 gig, including whole home Wi-Fi with advanced online security and parental controls. Packages start at $19.99 a month for a year. Call 844-EXTREME2 for details.
Marty Rendon is ready. Building on his legislative work in Congress and UNICEF, Marty chairs the Legislative Committee of our Delaware Human and Civil Rights Commission, and he knows how to unpack the issues that matter most to you: traffic, healthcare, education, overdevelopment, and more. Marty's ready to fight for his neighbors in the greater Lewis, Rehoboth, and Dewey Beach communities.
The only baggage I carry is yours.
Vote Marty Rendon on September 10th.
It's time to sign up for the Little Miss Apple Scrapple Pageant. Girls ages 5 to 8 who live in the Woodbridge School District can compete. The contest is on October 11th behind the Bridgeville Fire Hall. Registration is due by September 30th.
Our Tyndall's Casual Furniture View in Ocean City. We're going to stay clear till midnight. Then by 1 o'clock, we'll have partly cloudy skies, temperatures in the 60s. Our umbrella giveaway winner, by the way, Michael Cullivan of Ocean View, Delaware. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. Our 5-day UV index stand at a 7 for the next couple of days. Now, be sure you keep up with your forecast by calling our number 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away. Sponsored by the law offices of Baird, Medallas, Brockstedt, and Federico. Finally, here's a look at the Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling 10-day exclusive forecast. And we're looking at 77 on Thursday, 79 on Friday with a chance of rain, and Saturday looks real soggy, Christina.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next. We'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.